Good damn evening, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, 6:30, 18:30 for all you military timers out there. Let's do this. Live stream, Friday. Let's go. I'll wait for a few more people to populate. And last week, somebody let me know that YouTube had my old stream up from the week before. So if you happen to see that one, let people know to come over here. I think I erased it. I think I did it right. I'm not the most computer literate person ever at all, but I think I took the other one down. So I don't know. But if you guys could check for me and maybe let people know to come over here, that would be great. So shouts out, shall we? First of all, let me give a big shout out to my people, Neely and Chris at the Classic Metal Show. They've been showing me love for a long time. I've been on their platform, on their show a few times. They live not in California, so live in a free state where they are able to do and buy what they want. Must be nice. But shout out to those guys. Good dudes, good music, Classic Metal Show. Find it. Shout out to Michael, Kevin, Jason, Joe, my man Jimmy from Philly. What's up, man? That's a good dude right there. Christine R, Christine L. A lot of Christines in here tonight. Linda, Maria, Gary, Maria, Linda, Texas Meg. What's up? Welcome in. Get comfortable. Don't worry if you didn't do a lot of crunches today because you are going to laugh. Maybe like laugh out of sadness, but whatever. A laugh is a laugh is a laugh, right? It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit where it was dudes night out, and then they saw some transgender prostitutes, and he gets out of the car, and his friend's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Hey man, mouth's a mouth." So a laugh's a laugh, people. Man, sometimes the planet, they align, and they just give you the perfect height, perfect speed, slow underhand pitch, and you just got to get ready, grip that bat. Like I tell my son in T-ball, step and swing and knock that shit over the fence. This is how this week has been. So many crazy ass things that have happened, so many dumb things that we must stop falling for, and then some things that are stupid, terrible, dangerous, but not surprising. Not surprising at all. Let me get some more shouts out to people. My man Christian, what's up? The Canadian Connection, what's up, you fucking hoser? Madeline, Michigan here. What's up, Michigan? You guys, it's been a little quiet in the Midwest over there. I'm glad to hear that. Well, not Midwest. We'll get to what happened. Oh, it wasn't Michigan. That's right. Michigan hasn't been quiet. We're going to talk about what happened there. Sean, what's up, JG? What up, Sean? Cody's Outdoor Video says, Jericho, please give my channel a shout out. Me and my dad love listening to you on the way to work. Well, I think I just did. Cody's Outdoor Videos. Check them out. I appreciate you and your pops giving me some of your time, especially making me part of your commute. People, that when you're a part of somebody's commute, when they get in the car, they put their coffee, whatever, they get their cigarettes, whatever they do, check the mirrors, seatbelt, 10 and 2. When you're a part of that routine, that's something special. So shout out to you, Cody, and your pops for that. American Misfit, yeah, you damn right. It's about to get salty. Hope there's no snails watching. Keith D, you damn right, Keith. Hey, this isn't the mall. It'd be a lot nicer if he was in a mall somewhere, wouldn't it? Mr. Spot, boom. Finally catching you live, Jericho. Ready for a great show. Well, I hope I don't disappoint, man, but I'm gonna be giving it to him. Richard, what's up, man? Yo, Jericho, what's going on? Oscar, what's up? What's up? Johnny Lyons. Johnny says hello. What up, Johnny? Blake, what's going on? Blake says drivers aren't alone. It's hitting non-drivers too. Riding the bus has gone up. Yeah, it is going across the board. Today, I was on a walk with my wife and my son and our best friend's son, who is a couple years older than my son. And we went to the local fire station. And I was looking at these big old fire trucks. They got medium-sized ones, small ones. I'm thinking, what's the fuel on these? What kind of price increases are they seeing? And I'm not sure, but isn't that paid with taxpayer money? But across the board, no matter what, and the reason we're seeing it, one of the reasons we're seeing it in our food is because everything's on a truck. If it comes to your store and it touches your hand, at some point it was on a truck. Delivery vehicles, Amazon, UPS, flowers, whatever is delivered, Uber Eats, whatever. All those things use fuel. Fuel costs go up. They got to pass that cost to somebody. They're not going to eat it. They're going to pass it on to you, the taxpayer, as if you're not burdened enough. Here's another stone in your basket. Taxpayer, all right. Let's keep going. That's right, you have to. They're going to keep dropping a lot more stones before summer. You think gas is a problem now? So, what are we going to be talking about today? We got a few hundred folks up in here. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. It's Friday night. You could be out doing something immoral, but you're not. You're here with me. You're a good person. There we go. Oh, don't forget to like and sub, sub and like and sub, sub and like. There we go. So I took a little field trip to downtown Sacramento. You may not remember because the story has been here. Here's the rug. Swept under. But remember Sacramento's largest mass shooting in its city's history. 6 dead, 12 injured. We'll talk about that. I went to the memorial they have there for it, the candles and the stuffed animals. I was right there. New York subway terrorist attack. We're going to talk about that bullshit and the bullshit that followed. Cam Newton. Normally, I don't say nice things about Cam Newton, but this time I am because he was right. Jussie Smollett, that dumbass, the hoaxer of all hoaxers, he came out with a song. Yes, he has the nerve to be out in public again trying to entertain people. They're what's the word I'm looking for? Their narcissism knows no bounds. He's blind to the fact that he is a convicted felon because he was lying, because he was full of shit. But the fact that he's back out here trying to make music and stuff just shows you that that part of their brain doesn't work, or they don't have it. Maybe they missed that part of their brain that keeps them from being a sociopath, but they don't have that. He sees none of that. Elon Musk buying Twitter. Will he? Won't he? Is he going to save free speech in America? And a couple busloads of illegals have arrived in D.C. from Texas. And my question is, what illegal is dumb enough to get on that bus? But anyway, Jumanji Brown Jackson, your latest member of the Supreme Court. Yes, queen. She is Supreme Court justice now simply because she was a Black woman. And I will talk about the video I did earlier this week where somebody did a picture where she's sitting there smiling and there's all of these dead celebrities that are smiling down on her from heaven. It's like clouds and all. It's a heavenly look to the picture, and apparently they're looking down on her from heaven, but it is the strangest collection of humans you have ever seen in your life. Florida abortion bill. They have it, the law now in Florida where you can't get an abortion past 15 weeks. Question, who the fuck was doing that? 15 weeks, you're showing. We'll talk about that. And Michigan, like I said before, there was an African dude who was killed by a police officer. And of course, this is the reviving of Black Lives Matter. But if we're being truthful, it's certain Black Lives Matter. Not all of them. They don't give a shit about all Black folks. That would be insane. And to round up the horseshit Sunday, Eric Adams, the failing mayor of New York City, he called out BLM saying, you guys are talking all this noise about Black lives, but where are you when there are all these Black kids being killed? Very true statement. Too little, too late. You're not fooling anybody, buddy. So we'll do some more shout outs here. I got a super duper. So let's check that out real quick. Check that shit. Just a man evaluating stuff. Me too. Thank you. What's up, Jericho in Minnesota? Was it Michigan? Minnesota. Minnesota's MI. This is Michigan. Gas is $3.99. I'll be flying into San Francisco tomorrow, and I'm already preparing myself for Cali prices. Yeah, man, you better get like a cold compress to put on your forehead. Take it easy, lay down if you can, because you are about to be shocked. You think we're praying for $3.99? People will be dancing in the street, butt naked, pouring gasoline on each other if we had gas for $3.99 a gallon. That is a wish. There are California kids tonight on the side of their bed, hands clasped together, praying for their family and low gas prices. Linda B says, did you see Hillary's video talking about Trump running for office? She said he needs to be made accountable. She's shit. Yes, she is shit-coated shit with shit filling. So if you had a pile of shit and you stuffed it with shit and then covered it with more shit, that's what she is. The nerves. Who are you to say somebody else needs to be held accountable? Hillary Server Clinton, Hillary Haiti, was it the Haiti Foundation? All the the death and destruction they brought to Haiti. What are you talking about, accountable woman? Yeah, that's rich, as they say. That's rich. Christine Lumpkin, hello, much love from Christine in Texas. What's up, girl? Appreciate it. Fergie Ferg, what's up, man? Tennessee in the house. Sup, Americans? Damn right. What's up? Cost of living. That's what's up. Oh, Derek Thomas says, what about the LGBT alphabet soup group getting reparations? Yeah, man, move down. What are you guys doing? Why are you guys wasting your time? Oh, I was right. Okay, just a minute about so Michigan is MI is Michigan and MN is Minnesota. So I was right. Don't you know? Bummer. So yeah, if you want to be, you want to get reparations. I don't know what all these black folks and all these fake black organizations are talking about. Don't go to the government. Don't go to the federal government for reparations, because that's not going to happen. When are you guys going to learn that? All they're going to do is say, "Oh, we'll put a committee together to talk about it." But what you have to do is go down to Palm Springs, California. Just identify. That's it. No other requirements. No strings attached. Doesn't matter how much money you make. If you are part of the Alphabet Soup Group or the Ku Klux Trans, you can go down to Palm Springs, California, and get between $600 and $900 a month. And they have a little focus group, a little group, 20 of these people that they're testing it out on for 18 months. They're about to get paid. Performant 20, thanks for opening my eyes, Jericho. I'm a black conservative from New York. New York. I didn't think there were others, LOL, but much love, man. Stay strapped. That's right, man. You can't look. That's one of the messed up parts about them trying to mess with people's gun rights and take people's guns. And shout out to you, Performance 20. Please be careful out there, because your mayor does not give a shit about you or your safety. But one of the messed up parts about them trying to take our guns and make it hard to get guns, aside from the fact that it's in the damn Constitution, is that we are out here unsafe, unprotected. But you think the criminals are saying, oh, wait, hold on, man, hold on. That guy doesn't have a gun. He can't protect himself. It's not fair. Keep going. Let's find somebody else. No, that's who they're looking for. The one that they know doesn't have a gun in these gun-free zones, these soft targets. It's human nature. I can't remember what video it was, but I was saying, if you could be the baddest predator on Earth, not Earth, Earth with an F. We could be the baddest predator on Earth, great white grizzly bear, whatever. What they want to do, inflict damage, move out of the way, let them die, and then come in and feed. They don't want to tussle. They don't want to fight. Because even if they're eating something, some plant eater, some stupid deer or something just has hooves, they can still get hurt. That can still take them out of the fight or out of the hunt for a while, and they can starve to death if they have a bad enough injury. They don't want to get hurt. They want to get in, inflict damage, and get out safely. That's exactly what these human predators want to do. They don't want to go somewhere. You don't see too many mass shootings in a gun store, do you? Anybody in Arizona? You guys have a rash of what they call gun violence? That's another thing, gun violence. It's just violence. It's not the gun creating the violence. It's the jackass holding it. Annette, Gambina, wait. I'm sorry, that's Gambino. But 20 bones, super sticker, thank you very much, Miss Renee. Hi, Jericho, God bless you. Right back at you, girlfriend, thank you. Our problems, our solutions. What's up, Jericho? What's up to you? Cat F, let's go, Brandon. Yes, oh my goodness. Hold on, let me get this super chat out of the way. We got to talk about that old mush-mouth son of a bitch. Rubio, the Cocker Spaniel. What's up? Let's go, Brandon. 5 bones. You damn right. Okay, hold on, Nicholas Hardick. I got you, man. So I think it was on yesterday. Was he in the White House? I don't know where this jackass was. I posted it on my Instagram page at JG Talk. But there is a video of I almost said our president, the guy who resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. When are they going to have two men at all his public speeches? They need to have two men standing on either side of him, not Secret Service, because I don't think you guys are equipped for the problems this man has. But there need to be orderlies. Remember the Jews, they just wear all white, like a white short sleeve shirt, white slacks, white shoes. And that's who the doctor would call into the nursing home or the psych ward when somebody needed to be restrained or guided in the right direction. Somebody get him. Somebody help him. You know what he needs? You ever see the kids out in public and their parents got the little monkey backpack and they got a leash or a lanyard or something? Wait, whoa, pull them back. Maybe they're a runner. They can run out traffic. Somebody get him a little monkey backpack and somebody hold the other end of it. Because live, there was a functioning camera there. He finished talking, which I'm sure everybody in the room was like, whew, man, I'm glad that shit is over. He was finished talking. He turned with his hand out like he's going to shake somebody's hand. People, there was nobody there. Now, did he see somebody over there? Did he see somebody? Like maybe he thought somebody was standing here out of the corner of his eye. I'm going to get out of here, done speaking, boom, handshake, I'm gone. There was nobody there. There had been nobody there. So he turns, handshake, oh, hey, there's no hand there. And he looks around. He's looking around and he finally wanders off stage. I'm not making this shit up. I wish I was. If I did make it up, it wouldn't be as funny. But this really happened. The president. It was like 30 seconds. It was a long time. Nobody came to help him, and he needed it. He finally wandered off stage. You know who was watching that? The world. Nicholas, what's up? Colin Kaepernick, Rosa Parks. What a turd. You know what? Rosa Parks, Medgar Evers, all the freedom riders, even the white people who came down there and got beaten, killed right along with them. Those little girls that died in the church bombing. Emmett Till, they love to bring him up. MLK, Malcolm X. That whole civil rights from all the people, all the regular people, the sit-ins, the abuse, the real Jim Crow, not this voter ID bullshit Jim Crow that they want us to believe now. The real Jim Crow, the real segregation, all of those people, those thousands and possibly millions of people, I want you to line up in front of me. And this is what people are doing now. They are spitting in the face of all those people who went through the real shit so you can cry about bullshit. Are you kidding me? These people really do think that they're on the level of suffering that people like Rosa Parks went through. When that son of a bitch, Colin Kaepernick, in one season made $14 million. If a slave during Reconstruction, or before Reconstruction, if a slave worked for 50 years, they would total $185,000. But somehow the NFL is just like slavery. Okay, what did Buckwheat say? Okay. Canadian Connection, Christian, what's up? He says diesel is expensive for us truckers in Canada at $2 a liter. That's $7.70 a freaking gallon, and Trudeau's carbon tax went up on April 1st. Too bad that wasn't an April Fool's joke. Too bad he wasn't kidding. I don't know if you guys have April Fools in Canada, but I wish he was kidding, and so do you. But he was not. He is like a tenth of a chromosome away from being a lady. Performing 20. The subway shooter turned himself in, and Eric Adams says, "We got him. Taking wins he didn't earn." I said that in my video. He's on quarantine because of the sweet and sour sniffles. He had been quarantined for 3 days. Something like this happened, something of this magnitude, and this opportunity for you to send a message to your constituents. He did a video. No, I'm sorry. You bundle up, 2 masks, 6 feet apart. You get your ass out there in the streets of New York, and you should have done it from that subway platform where it happened. We're coming to get you. What did John Rambo, damn it, was it Murdoch? I think it was Murdoch. And part 2, First Blood, part 2, where they had him at the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong POW camp. And they said, get on the radio and call him and tell him to come get you. And he grabbed the mic, and the dude who sold him out, he said, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. That's what Eric Adams should have said to the New Yorkers, but he didn't. He stayed in his living room behind a fake podium wearing a shirt and a tie and probably boxers on his bottom half because he knew he wasn't going anywhere. Good job, voters of New York, getting that turd in there. You thought you were getting improvement. He talked a good game. He let you guys down. Just a man evaluating stuff, 5 bones. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Did you see India's recent version of an SNL skit of Biden? I think that was, maybe India did one too, but I know Saudi Arabia did. I didn't actually watch it, but I'm sure they probably didn't have to make too many things up. They could have, no bullshit, they could have taken a real press conference of his and just had actors say the transcripts, and that would have been hilarious. There's never been an easier time to be on a sketch show. Never. You can have entire episodes every week just off of the president. That's it. Don't worry about no pop culture happenings. You can even stay away from the Will Smith, Chris Rock shit. Just the president, you get a fucking Emmy. That dude is a straight dummy, and you wouldn't even have to do anything. They've already written the script. Just take the transcripts from his speech and say it on your show. Laughs will abound. Dude's a straight jackass. And I'm not even saying he's too old to be in there. This ain't working right no more. If his brain was a computer layout, there would be certain departments in his brain, unit failure. But instead of sitting him somewhere next to a pond with a blanket on his lap and stale bread for the ducks, they took him to Washington, D.C. Donald White, sorry I'm late, JG, from Armona, California. It's all right, better late than sorry. It's water under the bridge, Donald. You're here now. That's what's important. Mom plays Dark Soul, says, but you know how it goes. And we do. It ain't going to change. These dummies have no reason to change. They don't fear consequence. Baron D. Giacomo. That's a cool-ass name. 5 bones, thank you very much. Hey, Jericho, what are your thoughts on Russia threatening to use nuclear weapons on Finland and Sweden if they join NATO? Well, I mean, that's it. That's it for him. That would be it for Putin. And I think that's the only thing that keeps all these dictators who have nukes or can get nukes, that's what keeps them from using them, is their guaranteed death. You bomb a NATO country, use nukes, bro, we got to fuck you up. If they're our people, they're in our camp, and you drop a nuke, that's it. There's no more Putin. There's no more Russia. There's no more Moscow. It's all just vaporized people and fallout and a nuclear winter for 10,000 years. It's over. But these people, these dictators, they like that life. Their countries are starving and being hurt financially, especially the Russian people with all the sanctions and stuff on them. But his life hasn't changed. These dictators' lives, you got people in North Korea eating sawdust. They're excited to get some wood chips for dinner. You think that motherfucker is eating sawdust? You think Putin's in his house flicking the light switch up and down and the lights aren't coming on? Hell no. But I think that's the only thing that would keep them from doing that, is because it's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. It's over. You launched that shit on them? Duck and cover, fool. David Lovelace, 5 bones. Thank you, sir. Will Smith needs to slap Jussie Smollett for releasing that awful track. Go ahead and shred him, shit, mate. You damn right. Let's talk about that real quick. So, Jussie Smollett, probably the biggest jackass we've ever seen. And there's some donkeys right now on a farm going, hey, what about us? I know. But this is the biggest jackass we've ever seen. All the shit that happened, he's convicted. But narcissism, or I don't know if there's something worse than that. Maybe somebody out there smarter than me, let me know. But it's like that part of the shame part of their brain is missing. Have you no shame? Aren't you embarrassed? Don't you feel like a fucking idiot? No, not at all. The night it happened, and he sat there with a straight face with that fucking string around his neck, the same shit that you use to pull your blinds up and down. You sat there with a straight face to that cop and called that a noose? You left that whole thing, camera footage, check stubs, receipts. It's almost like the people that were going to solve this case planned the crime because they made it easy to solve. You're a dumbass. No shame. No shame at all. His outbursts in court. Now he has a song, and I believe it's called Thank You, God. You're bringing God into this? So, and I'm using the word song loosely because he was just talking over a beat. I don't mean rapping. I mean, blah, blah, blah. I'm Jussie Smollett. And he's like, yeah, you guys are throwing shade on CNN. That wasn't cool. He reminded me of that part of End of the Road by Boyz II Men, where the dude with the deep voice was like, I knew you were going around with those other fellas. I just didn't care. It's just talking. So he's talking over a beat, a garbage beat, with some Mahalia Jackson gospel music in the background. And he's talking about you, oh, you guys didn't believe me. There's a line in there where he says, I kid you not. This is what I mean when I say the shame part of his brain, he was born without it. Do you think I'm dumb enough to kill my reputation? End quote. And the answer, Jussie, because I know you're watching. Yes. Yes, you dumb fuck. Yes. You're that stupid. You guys, and there were 3 of you. Not one of you said, hold up, guys. Are you sure? I looked at my phone. The weather said it's going to be a polar vortex that night. And I'm no white supremacist. I've never been on the hunt for colors. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're probably not going to plan their night of colored hunting festivities on a polar vortex. I'm gonna give the white supremacist sect of Chicago that much credit that you guys, especially being from Chicago, you're familiar with the weather pattern. And they're like, hold on, guys, the temperature's dropping. All right, what is it? Hold on. All right, minus 21. Let's get it. Did they chest bump before they went outside? Fucking. So he has the nerve. Who's the engineer in the booth getting the levels right on this stupid ass song? Who were the people who were singing in the background on this song? But I guess if the check's cleared, job's a job, right? But yeah, he had a line in the, let me just say it one more time because it's that delicious. And I quote, do you think I'm dumb enough to kill my reputation? Yes, Jussie, we do, you dipshit. Just the man evaluating stuff. Thank you very much again. If you want a good laugh in the memory of Gilbert Gottfried, hey, R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried. That dude is hilarious. My kids love Problem Child. Look for his video of him reading out the lyrics to WAP. So funny, sounds better than her. Way better. I'd rather hear Gilbert Gottfried with his distinct voice do her entire album over again with fingernails on a chalkboard in the background. That shit would sound better than her album. R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried. I remember watching him in Beverly Hills Cop 2, where he was the dude who was in charge of like some access they needed to a computer. So they looked up that he had parking tickets, and he was like, they came in, and of course Eddie Murphy, he was like, Mr. So-and-so, we're gonna have to take you in. You got a lot of parking tickets here. He's like, parking tickets? What parking tickets? His voice. Eddie Murphy says, here, do you own a so-and-so Mercedes? He's like, that's not my car, that's my wife. He picks up the phone, bitch. Dude was hilarious, man. I never heard him say no crazy SJW bullshit. If he did, I missed it. That dude was hilarious. Another good one gone. John Iverson, yeah, Jericho is a bad actor. Man, he's a worse actor. Is he even acting? I don't even know, man. That dude is fucking dumb. But you came, man, if you, just like OJ, now Jussie, he basically got away with it. He was in jail for 5 or 6 days. He's out now. He didn't get what you and I would get if we pulled some shit like that. So he got off, just like OJ. You get away with some shit like that, 2 words, player. Everybody in your life who cares about you should have whispered 2 words into your fucking ears. Lay low. Stay out of the limelight. Don't cause no trouble. Don't do any events. Damn sure don't get in the studio and cut a track. What the hell is wrong with these people, man? Again, just a man evaluating stuff. Thank you. Hey, yeah, everybody watching, smash that like button. Very true. And share this video now. Let's get Jericho over 1,000 views. I'm here. 1,000 of you. Please holler at your boy. I'll be right here waiting for you. Miko El Chicano, Jericho, fired. Hey, man, they're giving me underhand pictures. I can't help but blaze these fools. I mean, this has been a bad week for them. All right, Cottonmouth 78. 10 bones, thank you. He said, here's 10 bones from the cornfields of Illinois. Been watching for a couple years now. Keep up the great work, big dog. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Even all the way out there in the cornfields of Illinois. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Boom. The salty New Yorican. What's up? Appreciate that. 20 bones. Good looking out. We used to call that a 20 bucks was a twomp. Alex, what's up, man? $1.99, not even enough for a pack of gum these days. But you know what, Alex? You can cover the tax on a pack of gum. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Derek Smith, Jussie, sit your dumb ass down. Thank you. Why aren't there people in these fools' lives to tell them that? Don't tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. And let it come from a family member, so you can't end that relationship and get mad, or I'm not talking no more, or I'm going to fire you or something. You're family. You ain't going nowhere. Tell that fool what he needs to hear. And maybe they did. Maybe Jussie is so damn stupid and so blind to his stupidity that he didn't even hear it. That's very possible, too. That's possible that his people told him, hey, man, you're kind of a jackass. And he's like, what are you talking about? So, to see Baron D. Giacomo, he says, hey, Jericho, I'm in New York, upstate. The mayor of Ithaca is woke who lives with his mother. Man, there are some red flags out there. And if his mother isn't ill or can't take care of herself, and he has to be there, and if you're the mayor of Ithaca, maybe get her some in-home care, find her a very nice nursing home facility. But that's a red flag. Ladies, if you got a man after you, or you looking for a man, if he lives with his mom and he doesn't have to, that is a red flag. Something tells me his sheets are going to have cartoon characters on them, and you too old for that shit. Okay, so let me talk about my trip to Sacramento real quick. So I was near Sacramento. My wife took my daughter, and they went in one car. I took my son with me in another car, and that's also part of the reason the video was so short. Number one, I was in downtown Sac. Fuck that. And I had my son in the car. So that's one of the reasons why I kept the video pretty short. It's only a minute and a half. Check it out. But I get all my points in there. So I was across the street, a narrow street, might have even been a one-way street. But I was on this side of the street, and on the other side was where the shooting happened. And it was outside of a club or something. And all kinds of stuffed animals and, the candles and everything, and messages left behind. And there were people who worked there, they were like, some of the women were wearing scrubs. You could tell that they worked nearby, and they came down, they were saying prayers and, you know, doing the sign of the cross and everything. So obviously the people of Sacramento are still dealing with this, still reeling from it. But I'll tell you who's not still dealing with this or reeling from it are the powers that be. Now, as in the video, I turn the camera around, I show you 2 blocks down the street, you can see it on the right-hand side. I could probably hit it with a baseball. Downtown Sacramento, the state capitol, everything's down there. All these big buildings with the white pillars and the carved marble, all that shit is right there. You wouldn't think this kind of shit would happen in a place like that. But it did, right there. So those politicians are right there, but they're not there. The mayor of Sacramento was not there. The news vans were not there. The coverage was not there because they take their give a shit color chart, and if the people involved, if the colors aren't in the right order, because you can have perpetrator, black, victim, black, black. No, it's not the right color combination. Let's switch it around. Okay, perpetrator, black, victim, white. No, it's not right. They Rubik's Cube this shit. You got to get the colors lined up. So they're like, all right, black shooter, white victims. No, they're not going to give a shit about that. Let's see. Switch it around. Ooh, let's try this. White shooter, white victims. Shit don't work. All right, we'll go outside. Think outside the box here. White shooter, black victim. Ding, 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 ding. If that happens, shit, those news vans will be parked out there. They'll be sleeping on the sidewalk like they're waiting for a fucking shoe to come out. Like they're waiting for a Star Wars kick-it. They'll be sleeping on the sidewalk. It's what they've been dreaming of. Nope. Colors didn't match up. They don't give a shit. Gone. They were down there the day after. We need to stop and gun violence and blah, blah. What else am I supposed to say during a time like this, even though I don't give a fuck? That's what they were saying. That's what they did. I was there a week later. Nothing. Gone. Like it never happened. If they didn't have all the stuffed animals and candles and stuff, you wouldn't even know there was shit there. Gone. But that further lets us know that we are not important. Their power is important. Because that wasn't 6 people dead was not enough loss of life for them. It wasn't the right loss of life. It wasn't right. Had those same 6 bodies been black and the shooter white? First of all, they would have to finish doing their backflips in the streets, and then they would cover it. They would be so happy. They would have a microphone in everybody's face. Hey, sir, you sat across from him in 3rd grade. What were they like? Oh, man, he was a weirdo. They'd have a mic in everybody's face. They'd be talking to everybody. We would know everything about them. Their 4th grade teacher would be on the news. Their neighbors would be on the news. Their parents, everybody. But they ain't talking to no victims. None. They don't know shit about it. The coverage, where was it? They can keep this shit in the limelight. And you would think even locally, okay, the country shit on us, the national news outlet shit on us, don't worry about it. Locally, we're going to keep this shit at the forefront. We're not going to let them forget about this. Crickets. Crickets. So that was my field trip to New York. I was looking at the word New York. That was my field trip to downtown Sacramento. And they were leaving. And my son, so foolish of him to be innocent, right? He goes, Daddy, I want to play in that park right there. And you know what I had to say to him? I had to say, we can't, son. He said, why, Daddy? I said, because there's homeless people over there. And they have all of their shit everywhere. And I don't know if they have mental issues and or they're on drugs. So I'm sorry. That park in the state capital isn't safe for me to take my son to play, even though they take money out of my check to maintain that fucking park. Make that make sense. That was my field trip. Let's do some more shouts, shall we? And then we're going to talk about Mr. Cam Newton. BR says, I almost bought a 2000 Mustang GT. That would have been nice, but decided to keep the money in the bank for once. Well, yeah, man, you have that nice, pretty 2000 GT, but how are you going to put gas in it? Because that shit's about to be $7, $8 a gallon on average across California. Don't doubt them. Again, we are not in summer yet. Let's see. Horror Kid 88, JG dropping truth bombs, dude. Just can't help it. I can't. I find that if I stick with the truth, everything's all right. The truth is something we can all agree on. All the same people. We can agree on that shit. Brian Cheney, no lives matter. Do you really think we care about our neighbors? I do, man. I think I know I care about my neighbors. You know, we're not best friends, but hey, you know, I'll help them in any way that I can. If something were to happen to them, I would want to help them. I would be, you know, I'd be sad about it. Like, damn, you know, we live so close to each other, and our lives are so important to us, especially you got kids and stuff, and those things are happening in close proximity to other people, so you can't help but to care. But I do, man. I think we do still care about our neighbors. I certainly hope so, because that's America. That's part of who we are. We're a generous, caring society. So, man, I certainly hope so, man. I certainly hope so. Blue says parks for the kids. At least that's how it was when I was growing up. There are a lot of parks, but for some reason the parks around here, they haven't been cutting the grass and stuff or keeping up on the weeds growing up between the concrete. So I don't know who is in charge of that shit, but it's not the business. I hope it ain't taxpayer funding, because if you ain't cutting the grass, what the fuck you doing with my money? Suction Agu. Oh, I feel like if I say that all the way, it's saying some weird shit. But at Jericho Green, if Leah Thomas was a superhero, would it be an Transformer? I guess it depends on how they felt. But I'm gonna go with Transformer. But I'm sure when they transform, they don't make the cool sound that the Transformers did. that is a valid question. That's a valid question. Guitar Dude 777, what's up, man? It says the Pope is kissing inmates' feet. Man, I don't know about that. I don't know about kissing anybody's damn feet. Yeah, I would not be doing that. But the Pope got some other fucked up shit he's talking about. Since when does the Pope get involved with climate change? That shit was weird. I'm sure you got other things to focus on other than climate change. That's fake. You know what? That's a misconception by leftists, that people who are conservative don't believe that climate change exists. And some of them may not, but I think for the most part, people believe that it's happening. Yes, you cannot deny that things are changing in our planet, and based on data we've had from the past, it's different now. Yes, things are changing. But here is where the disconnect is from those crazy ass people on the left. We do not believe that humans are the cause. Okay? Are we a cause in some ways? Yes, I guess so. But are we big enough to affect the planet? I think we give ourselves a little too much credit. Of course, they get money and power from this credit. So, of course, it would behoove them to keep pushing this bullshit. But I don't think we are as important to the planet as we think. I don't think we are so impactful. I think that we are fleas on a dog's nuts. And if that dog decides to scratch, we're gone. Okay? The ocean hiccups and 500,000 people die. We're not that important. If the earth wants to shake the Etch-a-Sketch, so to speak, and reset, there ain't shit we can do about it except fall into the cracks from these 10.0 earthquakes. We ain't gonna do shit. We ain't shit to this planet. Should we take care of it? Of course. We should, try not to pollute and not throw garbage on the ground and shit. But some people suck and they don't do that. But to say that we are that effective on the planet, man, hell no. Get out of here. They just want to, until the people that tell us to stop doing shit, stop flying in private jets, I don't want to hear nothing. Until they start going after China and India, I don't want to hear shit. Because in America, I got 14 different trash cans on the curb every week. I got to separate everything. Green waste, recycling, garbage. You kidding me? We're doing our part over here. But everybody over there keeps throwing dead bodies and shit in the water. And burnt plastic and coal chunks and shit. There's nothing we can do about that. The pollution doesn't hit our borders and then go up and turn around and go back. It goes everywhere. Talk to those motherfuckers. That's how we know you're not serious, because you're not attacking the problem. Oh my God, there's this big old piece of plastic the size of Texas floating in the ocean. Well, guess what's not floating? Off of our coast. We don't do that shit. So go talk to India and China. They're the ones throwing computers in the fucking water. Until you attack the problem, I don't want to hear shit. I'm not taking you seriously. Climate change my ass. Come climate change this. Fucking jerk offs. USAF Bull retired. Thank you for your service. Family first, honor above all. Thank you. Can we all take part in that? Because people have told me, well, Jericho, it's not that simple to fix the ills of society. Yeah, it is. Yeah, one word. Family. Repair the family, repair the country. The most financially successful groups in America have the lowest out of wedlock birth rate. The least successful have the highest. There's no coinky dink. When you incentivize people to break up their family, you are creating broken people. Broken people that you can put into the system. Period. Fix the family. Everything else will fall in place. I promise. Scouts honor. Finding Keno, Linda B. Let's see. DMW 24 or 247 TV. Facts, Jericho. That's kryptonite to them. That's garlic to a vampire. That's to them. Remember that show on Fox back in the day, Alien Nation? Salt water was like hydrochloric acid. They dip them in salt water to kill them. That's what it is to them. They can handle facts. Shit burns their skin, makes them itch. Like, oh, close the windows. I get facts in here. Ugh. Silverback, what up? A twomp. Speaking of superheroes, you remember how the X-Men stories were SJW without being SJW. People hating mutants and wanted to lock them up, extradite, exterminate them. Marvel didn't blatantly put BS into the comics back then. No, they didn't. They stuck to comics. They stuck to superhero shit. There are certain places we get things from. And going to a football game or opening a comic book is not where I want to be lectured about the mistakes of society. No, thank you. I'm coming to you to get away from those mistakes. Grant Mehem, Grant M. I don't want to mess up your last name. $5 toward your mansion across the street from Patrice College. What did you think? What did you think those people were doing with that money? You thought BLM was going to help BLs with that? Is that what you really thought? You thought those fools were going to take that money and actually do something with it? No, of course not. Because even those jackasses know that money is not going to fix the problem. But money will fix their residency problems. They didn't like where they were. They wanted to move on up like the damn Jeffersons, and they did. With your money, woke companies and woke citizens. They took that money and ran. They are cracking lobster shells, laughing at you right now, clinking champagne plumes together. Do you think they were going to, you thought Black Lives Matter was going to help Black lives? I know the title's a little misleading, but of course not. They took that money and said, deuces, you dumbasses, and as soon as you need us again, we'll be right there to relieve you of your funds. Of course. They're humans we're talking about here. Fucking BLM. Please. Who's still supporting them? And they're awfully quiet. Awfully quiet. Dr. McFladden, 5 bones. Thank you very much. From one, hold on. Disappeared on me. Here we go. From one Navy vet to another, keep up the great work. Hope it gets you a quarter gallon in California. Right now it will. Tomorrow it could be different. They might go up, but right now we're good. Shout out to you, shipmate. Go Navy. People, when are you going to realize the Navy is the greatest branch of the armed forces? I'm just saying. I'm not biased. Telling you the truth. On the Edge 72, $5. Me and my family are watching, JG. Keep up the great work. What's up to you and your family? What's up to your beautiful family? There's nothing more important. I'm telling you. I don't know how old your kids are, but my kids are 10 and 6, so we still have those moments where we'll be watching a movie. My son, he usually sits with me. My daughter usually sits with my wife on the couch, and we just sit there and watch movies. I tried to show them Young Frankenstein, but it couldn't capture their attention. I kept, just wait, it gets funny. But whatever. I'll try again later. But those are the best moments, man, just to be with your family when they're not arguing and fighting with each other, which kids do for some stupid reason. It's like they forget that they're related. You shouldn't be treating each other like that. But what do they do? Hold on, let me keep track of my little list here. Oh. And before I get into the next topic, do some comments here. Adam Fox says, at least George Jefferson would get your suit clean. Hey, I used to love that show, man. Cody's Outdoor Videos, Irish YouTuber. Jax Eptasy raised $600,000 to BLM. What? $600,000, man. I bet they took that money and ran. What the fuck? Yo, people need to, like, I've told stories on here where, like, these liberals, these bleeding heart liberals, just like they have a need to tell you that they know your struggle. I'm down with you. And so I guess that feeling goes pretty far enough for you to raise $600,000 to give those motherfuckers. Christine Rose, Havasu for Jericho. Hey, big shout out to Havasu. I've heard about that spring break and everything. Wanted to go down there, but not during the summer. Sorry about that. Horror Kid 88, George Soros, 90 million. Man, these people are stupid. But Soros, that fool, that was probably financing, like, he may have given them $90 million, but he was also supplying them with what they needed to go around the country and fuck shit up in the summer of 2020, like bricks and whatnot. Gordy LaChance, I'm in the Philippines. What's up? Shout out to the Philippines. Hey, shout out to my boys, Lawrence, Daniel, and Bruce. These three brothers I used to work with. They're from the Philippines. And I asked Lawrence, he's down there recently for college. And I said, hey, man, what are the insects like down there? And his mother lives in the country. That's all he told me. He just said she lives out in the country. And he said that there are spiders out there in the jungle as big as a cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. I don't know if that's just the body that's that big or the whole thing. Doesn't really matter. That's a big ass spider. And I'm really glad that we don't have shit like that here. But that was, he said all nonchalant, oh man, there's spiders out there as big as a cantaloupe. Like, you say that like that's not a problem. That's a big problem. Okay, so let's talk about we'll talk about this dude who got killed by the police in Michigan, and then we'll kind of segue into the next thing I wanted to talk about. So yeah, the African dude, and he sounded African. He sounded like he wasn't from America, and they got a lot of African people in Michigan. So yeah, so this African dude gets pulled over by the police, or was it his buddy that was driving it? He was the passenger, I think. Either way, let me do this super real quick before I all right, hold on, I'll wait on that one. Okay, so the dude he gets pulled over. The cop's not even out of his car yet, and the dude gets out of the car. He gets out of his car and is standing there. Strike number one. Who the fuck gets out of the car before the cops tell you to? What do you think that police officer is going to see that as? He's out of the car and you're already out of your car. That's out of the ordinary. So he asks to do some questions. He asks for his driver's license, and then he asks him, do you speak English? And the guy says, yes. He said, do you have some ID? He says, it's in the car. He said, get it. He opens the car door, says something, closes the car door, and then tries to walk away. You can't do that because now you're being detained. You can't just walk away like that. And the reason the cop pulled the car over was because those plates didn't belong to that car. What does that usually mean? The car is stolen. There's something fishy, something nefarious going on here. So the guy tries to walk away. The cop tries to keep him there. They get to tussling. The guy won't put his hands behind his back. He's resisting arrest. Resisting. He's scuffling with the cop. The cop pulls his taser, goes to tase him. The guy gets a hand on it. They eventually go to the ground. And I don't know. I'm not a police officer. But number one, the guy, he couldn't even outrun the cop. And I'm not saying you should be able to, but the cop got all that equipment on. This guy was young. I don't know. The cop caught him real easy. Took him to the ground. They're scuffling. It's going on for a while. They're both tired. The guy ends up getting a hold of the taser completely. The cop, I don't know how many fucking times. Give me your hands. Show me your hands. Stop resisting. Let go of the taser. Stop grabbing the taser. Show me your hands. Give me your hands. Fuck. When is the cop supposed to do something? Was he supposed to follow behind the guy all the way home? Stop. Show me your hands. Stop. Give me your hands. And follow him to his front door? Eventually, he's got to quit barking and bite. So that's what he did. He gets to scuffling with the guy. The guy grabs his taser. The guy could have, because I don't know if all of them, but some of the tasers you can deploy twice. Maybe there was an extra deployment in there. He had only deployed one. You can also put it against the body and tase him that way. So he tases the cop to unconsciousness. What could happen? The cop could be killed. There are other cops that this has happened to. This could possibly be part of their training. Don't let them get a hold of your shit. If they take your taser, this is probably going to happen. You're brazen and ballsy enough to wrestle with a cop and take his taser away. What the fuck is he supposed to think? And you got the dumbass filming. Hey, he's not fighting you. Stop, let him go. Man, shut the fuck up before I put you on a plane back to wherever you came from. I can't stand that shit. The cop's trying to handle his business. Oh, stop. No, shut the fuck up. Then the dude that he's tussling with took the taser. What's he supposed to do? Cop draws his service pistol, puts it, I think, to the back of the dude's head. Boom. That's it. He goes limp. It's a wrap. And it's terrible for that guy's family, the victim. It's terrible for the guy who was standing on the sidewalk filming it. It was terrible for that cop. It's terrible for that cop's family. I was listening to Jason Whitlock, Fearless, on YouTube today. And he had Brandon Tatum on there. Shout out to my man B. Tatum. I was on his live stream yesterday with ABL and Oliver Mack. And he was talking about this case, and he said that he knew an officer who shot somebody, and the guy he shot didn't even die. Fucked him up. He had to see a shrink. He lost his wife over it. These aren't robots out here in these patrol cars. These are humans. I know they got the gun on their belt, but they don't want to have to use it. So who knows what's going to happen to this cop having to shoot this guy unnecessarily. Keep your ass in the car. Follow the commands. If you're out, and the guy had a record of stealing cars. So if you're a fucking car thief, you know that's illegal. You know you could possibly go to jail. Hey, here's an idea. Hey, come in tight, guys. I don't want to be able to hear this shit. Go to jail. You bad enough to commit the crime, do the fucking time. You think these cops aren't supposed to arrest you for doing illegal shit? Was there some kind of cultural disconnect here? Are you allowed to hop out of the car and walk away in Africa? I don't know. But here, you can't steal no fucking cars. And again, if you're an immigrant, and clearly the dude is because he has a thick-ass African accent, and you're a career criminal, well, then why are you still here? Huh? And I don't give a shit. What kind of paperwork and you raise your hand and you're a citizen? Nah, man. We got enough criminals and fuck-ups here. We don't need to import them. Why was that dude still here? You go steal cars in Africa, where you came from, if they have enough to steal. Are you kidding me? Why was this dude here? To be put in the path of this police officer to where this dude had to take his life for being a dumbass. But don't worry, the usual cretins are crawling around. The usual roaches are crawling around. What's his name? Crump, the lawyer who represents all these unarmed black men. Just because you're unarmed doesn't mean you're not dangerous. You ever heard of Mike Tyson? Did he ever bring a gun into the ring? No, he brought his hands, and he was dangerous as fuck. Get out of here. Just a man evaluating stuff again. Thank you. Did you hear about the 11 people charged in immigration fraud scheme in LA, marrying hundreds of Americans to illegals for 20 to 30 a pop? Yeah, that shit happens all the time. My mom, she used to work at a DMV, and there was this cat who was charging illegals like $500 a pop to get them driver's licenses. And his dumbass got caught because he was balling. He's buying boats and trucks and going to 5-star restaurants. And they were like, wait. You can't do that off no damn DMV pay. Stupid ass guy. He ended up on the run. I don't know if they ever caught him, but yeah, man, they've been doing that shit. They need to crack down on that. Instead of spending $35 million to check on the environment of the spotted red shrimp, why don't you look into that shit? But that's ridiculous. That would help us out. They can't do that. The Lion, 10 bones. Thank you. Here's to help my man keep fighting the good fight behind enemy lines. Damn right. Keep working and bring down California from the inside. Wolverines. That's right. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Todd Terrell. Hope I said that right. 5 bones. Thank you. Why did you quit it? TJ. Because a couple of reasons. I wanted to give this 100%. I wanted to give this my full focus and attention. I owe it to myself. I owe it to you guys. I owe it to my family to see this all the way through and give it everything I have. And number 2, I was fucking getting sick of it. I found myself not wanting to go to work. I found myself wanting more to hang out with the people I was cool with at work rather than being at work. And I would customers would say shit or ask stupid ass questions. And I just found myself getting pissed by it. Like, man, what the fuck am I doing here? And then having the sweet and sour sniffles and the lockdowns and all the protocols that went with that and changing the way we did business, man, that shit, it left a bad taste in my mouth. And number 3, there were some things that the company did, like before the Supreme Court shot down the vaccine mandates for companies with 100 employees or more. They were sending out emails saying you're going to have to pay for your vaccines, and it's only good for a week. You got to test every week, and I didn't like that. I didn't like what I had given to the company versus what I was receiving back from them. I didn't like it. It left a bad taste in my mouth. We'll leave it that way. They were talking a lot of, we're tight, we're family, and all this bullshit, but it wasn't reflected in their actions, and I had enough. And I had built something here that allowed me to come over here on this side of things and see what I can do with this platform that I've built. So that's what made me leave TJ's. I got a lot of good stories, a lot of good people, a lot of good insight, but fuck that. T-Law, 20 bones, twonk. You're a good man, sir. Watch your videos all the time. You got me rolling. Hey, appreciate that, man. Thank you for making me a part of your routine. Janie Cavender, hope I said that right. Police officers want to go home at the end of the day too. Yeah, they're people. They got families, man. They got wives and kids. Shout out to my man Kenny. I was over at his pad the other day, and he's a police officer. He had his buddies over there. I recommend you talk to him. I recommend if you have a chance to hang out with them and get to know him, it'll change. It will give you a lot of insight, and that's why. Just the man evaluating stuff, 2 bones, thank you. A lot of stolen cars end up in West Africa. He damn right they do. And all the t-shirts of the teams that didn't win the championship. But this Tuesday, I'm going on a ride-along with the police department in the town that I live near. I was over at Kenny's house, and one of the other officers was there. He says, man, you got to do a ride-along, see what goes on. And I was like, hell yeah, man. I'm down. So I'm going to go, was it Tuesday evening? He works the graveyards, and they say the freaks come out at night. So we're going to see. But I'm excited, man. I'm a little scared. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the protocol is for going on a ride along, but I'm excited to see what they deal with, man, and get a real glimpse at what they do, what they deal with. And yeah, man, it's just see what they deal with every day, and see the underbelly of society, because nobody ever calls the cops because they just baked a pie and they want them to try a slice. No one's ever called the police and say, hey, we got a wet t-shirt contest. Can you send over a couple judges? No, never like that. So I want to see what's up. Silverback, again, thank you. When cops start Xing out blacks in the tens of thousands monthly, annually, then there'll be something to say. Until then, people need to shut up. PPH and streets will do more damage 1,000 times over. You know what? That would be true if there were white cops taking those black lives by the tens of thousands. If there were other black cops, you ain't going to hear shit. And that is a shame. Mouse 2588, $5. Thank you. This trips me out because that guy is dead. And for what? This is real life. There are no respawns. That's right. I'm sure that dude thought when he left the house, he thought he would be back in a little bit. But those aren't the choices he made, man. And that's fucked up for him, his family, his loved ones he left behind, his friends. It's a ripple effect throughout his life. And like I said, the cop too. That was just stupid. What was that dude thinking? It's one thing to walk away, the cop takes you down, you put your hands behind your back and get arrested. That's one thing. But that's not what he did. He fought, he took the taser from the cop. What more was the cop supposed to do? Was he supposed to wait for him to reach around and grab something else off of his belt? I don't know. It's fucked up. He put himself in a real bad situation for everybody. He did not make it home. But speaking of that happening and BLM coming out of the gutters, you got the mayor of New York City, the failure, Eric Adams, Mr. I want to let illegal immigrants vote in school board elections. It's just school boards, you racist dick. So, and he may be a little racist too, right? Didn't he say when he was a cop, he used to kick those crackers' ass? I mean, if he was white and he said that, he'd be called racist, whatever. I just live here. Bob K, MIT, don't resist and stay alive. Thank you. Don't hold court in the street. Take your ass home. Get that badge number, get that name, follow the proper channels. You think if a black person walks into, or I shouldn't say, I'll leave that one alone. You think somebody who's lower on the color chart, if they walk into a police station with a valid complaint, that they're not going to be taken seriously? Then you get the media involved. Then you get the support because this is a bad cop. He needs to be taken care of. But instead, you fucked around. You ended up dead. David Braxton, $10. Thank you. Keep up the grind. Been watching you since you started trapping on the way to work. Glad you started going live. Yeah, me too, man. Yeah, this started with a man and his phone and a commute to work. I had a 20-minute commute between Salinas and Monterey. I didn't want to take time away from my family because, you know, I worked in the morning, 6 to 2. So I'm off at 2. I'm home by about 3. The kids are home from school, homework, dinner. Next thing you know, it's bath time, story time, bedtime. You only have a handful of hours with your kids, so I didn't want to cut into that. So I figured I got 20 minutes to kill. I'm just sitting here anyway. Might as well say something. And I did. I did that. So hold on, let's see. Jeff B says, get a lotto ticket. Yeah, man. I could find something to do with $400 million. I could stretch that for the month. Baron D. Giacomo, again, thank you, says, will you be live streaming the ride-along? You know what? That's a good idea. I was thinking about that. I'll see like what I'm allowed to do. If I'm allowed to stream part of it, or if I'm allowed to, you know, do a video about it. I don't know what stuff there, you know, if there's sensitive information in there, or I can't show certain things. I don't know. But I'm gonna find out, because if I can stream part of it, that shit'll be cool. Lee Rose, $3 super sticker. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Or as a young kid say, preach. So yeah, anyway, the dumbass mayor, New York City, Eric Adams, he called BLM out. Ooh. And he said that you got all these black kids out here dying. Where's BLM? You're supposed to care about black lives, but that's too little, too late, man. Too little, too damn late. Where was that when you first got in office? Why wasn't that one of the first things you said when them jackasses are out there with your predecessor, Mayor de Blasio, painting Black Lives Matter in the street? They had buckets of paint with rollers. Like that wasn't graffiti. Out there painting Black Lives Matter in the damn street. Why don't you prove that Black Lives Matter and start protecting them? Why are you talking shit to some bullshit organization? What are they going to do? They've done nothing. Now, if this was a group that took the billions, yes, billions that they made over the last 2 years and dumped it back in the community, then you can maybe call on them to do something. But they haven't done shit. So why are you even bringing them up? You think your words are going to make them say, oh, guys, Eric Adams is talking. Gather around. Grab a pen and a pad. No. You know those people ain't about shit. It's another empty statement that you're making. Big fucking deal you're calling out BLM. I don't give a damn. They're nobody. Why don't you stop illegal immigrants from voting in local elections, shaping the school system? Why don't you flood the subway with police officers like you promised? How about that? I heard there were hundreds of officers there already. They were removed and you didn't put them back. Why don't you do that since you care about Black lives? Why don't you bring back stop and frisk if you care about Black lives? Instead of calling on some bullshit organization that does nothing but take money. Okay, and there are people out there, oh, hey, I'm good to hear a Democratic mayor. I don't give a shit. What does that mean? You trying to deflect from yourself? You trying to deflect the hot water that you're in? I don't know. But to say that to mention BLM in any way is a waste of time. That is stupid. You get no brownie points from me because you called out an organization that means nothing. That's basically a fucking tonsil, an appendix, something you can do without, please. Maria Camacho, she says Elon Musk got that big D energy as well. Okay, I don't know about that. I never checked his bulge, but yeah, man, he could save freedom of speech in America because acquiring Twitter, even though normal people like us, don't partake in that. Usually, it's mostly people with some kind of platform or entertainment or something like that. But politics are downstream from pop culture, so affecting Twitter is big and. I hope he does. I hope he does buy it. And I hope he does not do nothing crazy, but make it to where it shines light on all sides of an issue. Not just all this SJW woke bullshit. And if you don't believe in this clown shit that they're talking about, that, women, that's just a state of mind. If you think, therefore you are. So if you think you're a woman, you are. You're a real woman. And if you're a biological woman and you say you're proud to be a woman, then you're against trans women or some crazy convoluted shit like that. My brother sent me this text yesterday. Man, it was some of the weirdest, gross shit I ever seen. Shout out to Maria Camacho again, $10 super sticker. Thank you. It was like a flyer for some kind of event, and it said that women aren't the only ones who could have babies, and trans women can have babies too. Like, shut the fuck up. But what was so gross and weird about it was the picture. It was a profile picture of a person with a belly, 8-9 month, a visible belly, very pregnant. But it was a dude with a mullet and a goatee. That shit was weird. But people believe this. And if you don't believe what they believe, something is wrong with you. Not them that believes all they have to do is think they're a woman or believe they're a woman, so they're a woman. Never mind the clam and the hormones and the chromosomes and the tits. Forget all that. It's just up here. I am. Don't question it. And if you do, you're a phobe or you're an you're a piece of shit, you're a monster, and you're just like Hitler. Okay? Don't question it. That's what I am. Move over. And not only that, they're getting Woman of the Year. Boy, what the fuck, people? How did we fall down this rabbit hole? Trans women can have babies? No, you can't. You don't got the inner workings. So what if you origamied your dick into some kind of DIY vagina? That doesn't mean you can have a baby. You can't even be stimulated like a woman. You don't have a clitoris. So it don't even work on any level as a woman's vagina does. But you can have a baby? How? Where you keep the baby? Oh, in your stomach, like a woman? Well, then how's that baby going to grow? Because our bodies are configured differently. Our rib cages are different. And here's the fun part, because a man's body is not made for his guts to move around to house a baby. Okay, but before I get to the best part about a trans woman having a baby, that reminds me of when my wife had my daughter. She had a C-section, and so I think I've told this before. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for telling this story about my wife, but I'll find out when I go back in the house. But when the woman has a C-section, they got the curtain thing, the thing up. So if you're down, I was down by her head, talking to her, holding her hand, stroking her head. You're doing great. And so like they have this sheet thing, but one of the doctors dropped something and it was loud. So the sound, you just muscle memory, you look, loud sound, boom. I didn't even think about it. I looked over and all my wife's intestines were on the table next to her. And the doctor goes, "Hey, you want to come up?" Nah, good. I'll stay right up here where there are no intestines. Thank you very much. But so when you have you housed your baby, you've developed your baby, it's time to have the baby. Where is it going to come out of? Huh? Is your dick gonna turn into is it gonna look like a busted hot dog in the microwave when you try to push that baby out? Where's the baby coming out, jackass? But people believe that shit. If you're a woman, there was a story about the first person in Mexico being allowed to put down transgender as their sex or something for their I don't know, their passport or some shit. And they have this fool up there talking, and he says, woman's a feeling, woman is a state of mind, and I'm a woman, and all, dude, shut the fuck up. No, you're not. You're not a woman because you think you are. It's more to it than that. And to women, just because you pencil in your mustache, you take some pills, you roll your sleeve up, you got some peach fuzz hair, you ain't no fucking man. You have no idea what it's like to be a man. You don't feel it, you don't know it. That's why there's such exaggerated version, because they're going off of what they've seen and what they think they are. They don't know what it is to be a real man. You have no idea. And you don't want this. You don't want to be a man. They want to be a man with what they think is fun shit. Men do the most dangerous jobs in the world. Men are meant to be between women, children, and danger. If I'm somewhere with my family, if some animal comes charging at them, you think I'm going to push my wife in front of us all? No. And if I did, my family, friends, and society would look at me as the piece of shit that I am if I did that. No. I'm going to put my body in harm's way so that my wife and children can get away safely. I don't give a fuck what happens to me. As long as they get to safety and they're okay, I don't care what happens to me. This is what I'm for. This is my purpose. Don't act like this is some shit you can just become halfway through the show. You ain't no man. Stay where you are. You want to try to be one? You want to make an attempt at being one? Do what you want, but you will never be this. Never. And they talk about, well, if you're going to be in sports or whatever, or if you're in some clown ass state like California or New Jersey, where they allow you to be locked up in the jail that you identify with, okay, let's say you take your 1 or 2 years of hormone therapy that you need to be on to be considered the opposite sex. Okay. But if that's the case, if those pills and those regimens or whatever turn you into the opposite sex, then tell me why a guy in New Jersey jail who was transgender, he's transitioned into being a woman. He thinks he's a woman, therefore he is. So if he thinks he's a woman, and you can see his mugshot, he's a guy, looks like a dude. His name is Demetrius or some shit. Then the next picture, and I think my man Oliver Mack at Right Winged Angel on Instagram. Great page. And then the next picture, it's same dude, shaved face, hair up in a bun with some mascara. So he's a woman now, right? Then how did he get those women pregnant? How do you take so many hormone pills that you can now compete or live with the opposite sex, but your dick still works perfectly fine? Why did it not reduce his sperm count? Why did it not render his testicles useless? Why did it not render his testicles two hairy paperweights? Because they're not good for anything else. This is a woman now. But no, that's not the case. His dick and sperm count were totally fine to the point where he was able to impregnate two women. So either this is bullshit or you're lying. How did that happen? Because if you identify as a woman, you are. Women don't have dicks and balls, and they don't have sperm to get other people pregnant. That's a guy thing. Let me know. Super chats. Just the man evaluating stuff again. Thank you. Elon has built rockets that re-land, internet for the world, the baddest EVs out there, electric vehicles, and now trying to buy Twitter. Do you think instead of buying Twitter for more than it's worth, he should just start his own network? You know what? I'm sure that man has probably thought that, but this is probably more feasible and more powerful if he does it this way. I think taking something, with any business acquisition, if you have framework already in place, well, it's easier to just move your people in and use a framework already there. And also, it would deliver more of a blow taking what's already poison and changing it. I think so. I think it's more powerful that way. And Mr. Spock, 5 Bones, thank you very much. USNC B Slicks says Elon currently doesn't have the financing. He says he's working on it. I think he'll get it. I think he will definitely acquire the funds. Sherry Williams, live with Jericho. Don't get any better than that. Thank you very much, Sherry. Welcome. And let's see. So yeah, something else I want to talk about too. So you got the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. He's sending busloads of illegal immigrants to D.C., which is great. I wish he could take all of them and just dump them on the lawn of the White House or the Capitol steps, the Lincoln Monument, everywhere. Just flood the city of D.C. with these illegals, only to where all the government is, where the lawmakers are, the legislature and all that. Drop them all off right there. I wish he could. But also, you have to ask the question, who the fuck is getting on this bus? Who's getting on this bus? I'll tell you who. Every smart illegal, because they know when they get to D.C., they are free to go. It's not like because they're in D.C., they're going to be rounded up and they're lambs to the slaughter. They know when they get to D.C., they can walk up that bus and go wherever the fuck they want. They got family there. They can go with them. They can live with them, get plugged into society. They're not afraid. What other country knows you're illegal, tells you, go ahead, you're free to roam the interior of our country, just come back in 2 years where we could possibly kick you out? Cool? Pinky promise? Who does that? What self-respecting country does that? Who do you think is going to come back and potentially be kicked out? Because they just want to do the right thing. If that were the case, they'd hop their ass in line, pay the money, and take the test like everybody else. They're criminals when they cross the border. It's a crime to enter a country illegally. You don't believe me? Cross into Mexico illegally. Huh? You know down there where they got the border crossing where all the vehicles go through? Nah, fuck that. You don't need to wait through that line. Get out of your car, hop the fence, and start walking into Mexico. Watch those authorities. Watch all those vehicles that say Policia come around you in a circle. Hey, my friend. Where you going? ¿Qué pasa? What the fuck? Where'd you going? That's what they're going to ask you. Where are you going? What are you doing? Get back over there. They're not going to let you go. Who does that shit? We do, unfortunately. Makes sense. If you've already used up one voter block, or you know you got them locked up, it don't matter what you do or what you don't do for them. They're going to get their asses in line and pull the lever for you anyway. But you have this, they're in the long game. You got to sustain this power forever. So we need fresh blood. Come on up. Take that border, take those doors off the hinges. Come on up. They want to get rid of Title 42, which was keeping large groups of illegals from coming here during sweet and sour snipples, the pandemic, right? They want to undo that shit so they can just, fuck it, sick or not, come on up. They testing these people. They're testing the shit out of us. They're making sure these people got masks. No, but they're putting them on our fucking kids. So until you get rid of all residue of the sweet and sour snipples, don't be bringing nobody else up here. The fuck? And you know who really wants border security? People who came to America too. They want the America they dreamed about. They want the America that they thought about their whole life. They want the America that they had in their mind when they started going through that process. But if you let hordes of illegal people come here, that's not going to be their dream. They're going to turn this into where they came from. Because if you don't earn this American dream, you're not going to respect it. You're not going to assimilate. I've said this a bunch of times. I've never heard it anywhere else. These people don't want to be American. They just want to be in America. They're not showing up for no fucking court date. They don't need to. Nobody's looking for them. They don't got to duck every time they see a vehicle with rollers on top. They ain't worried about shit. You know where to find them. You got some yard work or something you need done? Where are you going to go to find some illegals? You know where they are. So if I know, if you know, don't give a shit about us. Robin's Review, 5 bones for the super sticker. Thank you very much, young lady. Don't give a shit. They're removing another restriction to keep illegals out of our country. This shouldn't even be a topic of discussion. We have a border czar, don't we? Clown border czar. Silverback, thank you. Says, yo, do you remember that large hairy tea couple from a few years ago? The mother dude playing the woman was, oh yeah, trying to breast. Man, take that baby, seal those doors, and burn that house to the ground. We were watching child molestation. This dude who was identifying as a woman was trying to get the baby. Fuck. The dude was trying to get the baby to latch on and breastfeed and was like, he won't latch on. He won't latch on because there's no milk in there, you crazy son of a bitch. The baby wants milk. If there's no milk, the baby's not going to want it, you jackass. Give the baby to the mother. Oh, can't. The mom got a double mastectomy because she identifies as a man. Now, there are situations, my kids had to be on formula. We wanted them to take the breast milk. That's the best thing for them. But if they have to take formula, they got to do what they got to do. But if you can, give them the breast milk. This fool was trying to get a baby the baby was sucking his tit. This is a man's chest. That's called child molestation. You don't think so? Give me your baby, and I'll try to get them to latch on to me. That shit was gross. And they're like, yeah, for some reason the baby won't latch on. I don't get it. How fucked up is that kid going to be raised in a house with the dad that thinks he's a mom and the mom that thinks she's a dad? Disgusting. Tam Ellison, what's up, Jericho? What up, Tam? Another super duper up in here. Soup dupe. Let's see. Can I find it? Ah, here we go. See, give me some time. Demi Jurgis, thank you very much. Much love from the East Coast. Jericho, you crack me up daily with all this common sense, right? Remember that stuff? Remember common sense? What a world. Up is down, left is right, boys are girls. If you let them have it their way, yes. And why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think they're blurring these lines for the future generation so they can get their hands on them? It's all about sex. Any cult, all these cults you see, what do? There's always some sexual deviance. They want to be with have sex with some group of people they're not supposed to have sex with. Oh, come here. Yeah, you're in my cult. Let me have your daughter. She's my new wife. What? Yeah, I got 8 of them. I got 8 14-year-old wives. Sick bastards. That's what this shit is. They want their kids to be used to this. That's why they told them at that school in Austin for their Pride Week, hey, don't tell your parents. Shh, quiet. And they said, hey, we don't want kids who are LGBTQIA alphabet soup group or Ku Klux Trans to have, if they have parents that don't agree with it and they're going to be mean to them, hey, that's up to them and their parents. And don't bullshit me. There ain't that many damn kids who are gay or trans. They're elementary school kids. They don't know what they are. And they said, I was on this Discord with this dude, Firebird1312. Shout out to him. And he was saying that he believed these numbers, and he read some quote to me that like 1 in 5 kids think that they're trans. I'm like, man, kids lie. Okay, you give a survey to a class full of kids, they're going to lie. They're going to say what they think they're supposed to say. They're going to say what makes them part of the group so they don't stand out, what they think is cool. They're lying. Ain't no 1 in 5 kids no damn trans. That's 20%. How is that possible when they're 0.06% of the population? And that's all of them. But you found the elementary school that just happens to be in Austin, which is a satellite office for California. 20% of the kids, shut up. That's a damn lie. But that's what they're grooming these kids. They're preparing them. These perverts are prepping the next generation. They want unfettered access to children. That's what they want. And if they have to do the long game, they got to let it marinate for 10, 20 years. That's what they're going to do. And it's absolute Niner for life. Says sick. You damn right. Absolutely. Oh, last thing I wanted to get into is the abortion law in Florida, where it is now illegal. Oh, let me stay on top of my list. Check. It is now illegal to have an abortion beyond 15 weeks. Well, shit. Thank you, Florida. Oh, yeah. Like and sub and like. So at 15 weeks, that's when women start showing. That's where you get that baby bump. So that thing is big enough to where it is changing the shape of your body. You have a protruding stomach now from this baby, from this clump of cells, right? That's a long time. That's almost 4 months. So you didn't know that you were pregnant up until almost 4 months? And don't let them bullshit you. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, okay? Because they will have you think that these women, they were raped or it was incest. And this is why these abortions are happening. That's a fucking lie. Because over 90% of them are performed because of inconvenience. Ew, summer's coming. I need my body. Or I'm not ready for a kid right now. That's why. It's used as a form of birth control. And it's not supposed to be. 1 million abortions every year. Black folks, we just dropped a percentage point as far as the population. I think we're 12% now. Yet we account for 1/3 of the abortions. 333,000 abortions are carried out by 5 to 6% of the population. So it's not because, they were raped or because of incest. And hey, let's not get it twisted. People who do that shit, if you rape a woman or you're related to her and you have sex with her and get her pregnant, we need to find a wood chipper big enough for you, and you need to go in feet first, player, because that's disgusting. That's gross. That's wrong. That's a crime. You're evil. Stop taking up air I can be breathing. But the overwhelming majority of abortions are performed because of inconvenience. And 15 weeks? Who's waiting that long? You know. You know when your friend doesn't come to town. You know when they're late. You know what's up. Especially if it's not your first damn rodeo. Especially if you've been bucking for a while. You know. But there had to be a law made for this? 20 million black babies aborted since Roe v. Wade, 1973. That's just the black ones. So let's think. You have those lives, you save those lives, you raise those lives instead of snuffing them out. Now you have the representation that you cry about. Academia, politics, entertainment, there's more of you. So there'll be more of you everywhere. But I was saying, how did Florida make this 180? How? Florida used to be, this woman took bath salts and had sex with her pit bull. That was Florida. Somebody get this gator out of my toilet. That was Florida. If you read a fucked up story before you read where it's from, you say, nah, I bet you're from Florida. Now, Florida's a damn beacon. I said in my video yesterday, man, they need to take the Statue of Liberty out of New York. You guys don't deserve it. Not the citizens, but the government. They don't deserve it. That's not where the liberty is. The liberty seems to be down in Florida. So you get that damn thing on a barge and you float that bitch down to Florida. Put it down there. Because that's where the liberty and the freedom is. Florida's letting you do what you want. Florida's protecting the most vulnerable. Florida. Wow, never would have saw that one coming 10 years ago. Florida is where you want to stay out of. They had zombies down there, didn't they? Not anymore, not since DeSantis came to town. And I'll say this shit again until you give him up. We want Ron, okay? We're going to need him for 4 years, preferably 8. We'll take him off your hands for 8 years. But especially if Trump doesn't run again, we're gonna have to holler at your boy. You gotta come up to DC, Ron. I'm sorry. Florida, you can't sleep, you can't hold that for yourself. You can't keep that nugget for yourself. You gotta share that with the country. We have to. I don't like taking shit from other people. That's your shit. I'll get my own shit if I want it. But in this case, you gotta give up, Ron. Sorry. Because he has it together. And he's been doing this shit. And that's what we need. And that's what makes it so messed up. That's what we had. We had him. We had Trump. We had somebody who kept America first. We had somebody that made sure that the rest of the world was looking at our balls and asshole. Because we were the lead dog. Had it. Chased them away. Down. Get down, geek. Ran him out of the White House. Him and one of the most classy first ladies we've ever had. We went from Melania to Jill. Shame. We had it. Had it. Fucked it up. Now we got to try to get it back. I don't know if Trump's going to run again. What do you guys think? Hey, if he runs, shit, I'm voting for him. Can we survive another 4 years with this pudding-eating fool? They'll probably run him out. I think they're still going to run him out and put Kamala in there somehow. We're only a year and some change into his term. We haven't even hit the halfway point. Damn. This living through his presidency is like being at work and you want to leave, or being at school. Oh, even better. Watching his presidency go by is like being in your classroom last day of school before Christmas break. You can't wait. You got presents coming, family in town. You know mom and dad are a little bit nicer when you have company. Can't we look at that clock? Let's go. 5 more minutes. Let's go. That's what this is like. Taking forever. Man, it's only been a minute. Feels like it's been an hour. It's only been a year and some change. A year and 3 months. Or a year. Yeah, a year and 3 months. 4 months. We haven't even hit the halfway point yet. So we gotta get somebody in here. We gotta have Trump or DeSantis. I've said before, I don't think DeSantis would play second fiddle to Trump. Damn sure don't think Trump would play second fiddle to him. How they would work that out, I don't know, because we don't know for sure if either of them are running. But let's see. Alien testosterone, $5. I thank you very much. Yeah, man, we certainly don't know if DeSantis is. I'm not 100% if Trump has said that he's going to run again. I know he was hinting around it. I hope he does. Shit. Could you imagine Trump coming back? When, if he won at his inauguration, would they call it an inauguration? If you've already done it? I guess they'd have to since he was gone and he comes back. But the first time he comes out after winning the presidency, I mean, has there ever been, will there have been a longer standing ovation in human history than when Trump comes back and he wins? And I don't mean a standing ovation for the people in the room with him. And freaking Krang, 5 bones, thank you. It says Trump, DeSantis 2024, DeSantis Green 2028. Hey, Ron, you want me on the ticket? All you got to do is let me know. I'll pay for the plane, my own plane ticket out there. You let me know. But I'm not just talking about the people who are in the room with him when he comes out. I'm talking about the world. The world is going to be, there are going to be people standing in their living room clapping for this man. There are going to be people in other countries clapping for this man. Because when America's doing well, the world is doing well. There are a lot of, it's not just us watching what's going on here. There are a lot of economies that depend on us. There are a lot of countries' safety that depend on us, that need us to do well. This will be a worldwide standing ovation. Finally, he's back. I wouldn't care if Trump got up there, stood on top of the podium, and said, "I'm back, bitch." Just let the world. Trump, 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 Trump. Are you kidding me? And you know what would be an extra morsel, an extra cherry on top of this delicious re-election Sunday? Oh, man. To see those bitch-ass motherfuckers, those American-hating sons of bitches in entertainment, sports, oh, my God. To see the anger in their little faces, oh, that would be, I would savor every crumb of that. To see them get on TV, Madigan, he's back. Oh my, could you imagine? Could you imagine those blue check mark pieces of shit? The LeBrons, the late night talk show hosts. How hard would Jimmy Kimmel be crying? The View? CNN, if they're still around, are you kidding? Oh, I'm gonna do that when I get off of here. When I get off of here, I'm gonna go back because after Biden got elected, I would look at the videos, even after Trump got elected, but I would look at the videos of the media's reaction the morning after he got elected. Oh, it's over now. What's that one garbage woman that I hope no one ever reproduces with? She's like, "Well, ladies, get your abortions now." Oh, it would be absolutely delicious, molto bene, to see those people just fucking cry if Trump got back in office. That might be too good. That might be too good. I don't know if we can handle that. That would be like sneezing 8 times and having an orgasm at the same time. Could you handle that? You probably pass out. That would be too good. That would be too sweet and delicious. It'd be too much. I don't know if we'd be ready for that. I don't know if our brains could handle that. Oh my God. How beautiful would that be? And then to see Biden's perverted, our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall. We are the world. We are the children. To see him get up there and pass the baton and forget what he's supposed to say and stumble through his speech for the last time. Oh, I don't think we deserve it. That is too good. Terrell. Hope I said that right. I'm gonna say Terrell. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a decision, Todd Terrell. I campaign for Trump. No word from his camp. Okay. Hey, I'm sure as soon as he makes up his mind, he's going to let us know. But could you imagine how gorgeous and beautiful and sexy that moment would be to get that final vote count, and they have to fix their disgusting lips to say Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. The only thing more beautiful than hearing them say that the first time would be hearing them say that a second time after having this fuck in office. Oh my goodness. People, I know this. Next time I sit on Santa's lap, this is what I'm asking for Christmas. Just the man evaluating stuff. Thank you again. If Trump got reelected, half the country would be flooded with all the left. And you know what? No global warming needed. You know what? I'd go down to my local sporting goods store, Big Five, dicks. I'd get a kayak and I would ride those tiers. Boom. Rapid style. Class F5 rapids. I'd ride all the way down them and laugh maniacally the whole way. I would bathe myself in their tears. Because you are trying to ruin this country. Fuck you. Cry. The amazing Wong. Keep preaching what we all thinking. Exactly. If you go to my YouTube page, that's exactly what I put up there. I'm just saying what we're all thinking. This is plain as day to us. Why is it? It is to them too. It's plain as day to them too. But they can't do that. They can't be on our side because our side is full of personal responsibility, which means we don't need them, which means they wouldn't be in power. So you can forget that shit. Never. They're like a trapped wild beast. They will do anything to hold on to that power, even if it means destroying the people that give it to them. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? If the colors don't line up, they don't care. It's not about us. They've lost sight. So we have to remind them. Sometimes you have to be snapped out of things. You ever see somebody get knocked out in a football game or a boxing match or something like that? What do? They take those smelling salts. They break that shit open. They put it on your back. Sometimes you need to be woken up out of shit. I remember one time, I think we found old first aid kit or some shit. Somehow my friends and I got a hold of a whole bunch of smelling salts. And they're these little things. They look like a little piece of gum. Where that Trident, those little rectangular pieces like that. And it's almost like a little cloth material on it. And you break it open. Whoo, I think it's pneumonia or some shit. That shit, you waking back up. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes they need that. So come midterms, yeah, we about to get some smelling salts under your nose, bitches. Psycho Crusher, appreciate that. He says, what are your thoughts about Fox News not reporting the officer shooting of Patrick Liao, but CNN is? I mean, that's fucking crazy. I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know anything about that. But if they're not reporting it, that's weird. Why wouldn't they? If anything, it helps their narrative that this is bullshit. This is not another unarmed black man. And that is so unarmed. A gun isn't the only way to kill somebody. If you look throughout history, guns are pretty new. Guns are very new in the timeline of the world, or the timeline of when people got here, when humans started roaming the earth. Guns are very young. That is not the only way to kill people. Humans managed to kill people by the fucking millions before guns showed up. So stop with this unarmed bullshit. Just because you're not holding a gun like this to a cop's face does not mean you're not unarmed, that you're unarmed. Your hands can be used as deadly weapons. A rock, a knife, a bat, a stick, a pipe. A gun is not the end-all be-all of killing somebody. Willful ignorance. I hate that shit. I wish, Glenn Coburn says, I wish Alex Jones would run. That'd be a trip. That would be a fucking trip. Christine Rose says, electric cars. Bleh. Yeah, it's funny. They tell you, hey, and it, with all the shit that's going on over there between Russia and Ukraine, they tell you, hey, we're just going to have to bite the bullet, guys. Just buy an electric car. That's all you got to do. Get an extra $30,000 or $40,000. It's just $30,000 or $40,000. We have that on our wrist. Just get another $30,000 or $40,000, you fucking tax-paying moron, and buy an electric car. Duh. You didn't think of that, you idiot? You tax ID number? You didn't think of that? Dumbass. Just get an electric car. Yes, we send the batteries from those cars to China for Chinese kids to play on, but that's not the point. Just get an electric car, stupid. We got to stick it to Putin. Oh, it was Shannon Sharp. I can't stand that dumbass. When he talks about football, he knows what he's talking about. When he steps outside of that arena, he's a jackass. He said that I'd rather pay $20 a gallon than have Trump back in office. Well, guess what, fuckface? There are normal people in this country who don't make your kind of money, who don't want nothing near no $20 a gallon, and who do want Trump back. And every day that goes by, and they hear from dumbasses like you and our president, did it again. The resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue keeps doing what he does. More and more people are going to think opposite of you, you jackass. I don't want to pay $20 a gallon. I want Trump back. What that song, what they say on MTV, I want my MTV. I want my president back. Take this feeble bastard somewhere else. We need a president. We need a president that when he walks into a room of foreign dignitaries, they tighten up. Oh shit, Trump's here. I want to hear some that nervous gas. You know, when you're about to get an ass whooping, you get gas in your stomach? That's what I want to hear. When my president walks in the room, I want to hear nervous farts. Not, look at this fucking idiot. Watch, he can't even find his seat. Not a president that after he's done talking, he turns around with his hand to shake the hand of somebody who's not there. Because that's who we have now. The man who look up the video or go to my Instagram page at JG Talk for like 30 seconds. 30 seconds is such a long time. That's something I learned working at the radio station and doing radio, because you have you'll hear a song, the intro beat, there's no words, it's just the beat at the beginning of the song. That's called a ramp. That's when you're talking, hey, we got tickets coming up, blah, blah, blah. If you want to see so-and-so in concert, give us a call, 1-800-da-da-da-da, or hit the text line, blah, blah, blah. It's the station I worked for was called KDON. So after everything you're done talking, it's KDON, 102.5 KDON. Today's hottest music, that you always end it with that, and you end before the words start of the song. So use that ramp in the beginning of the song to start talking. And it teaches you that you can say a lot of things in a very short period of time. I can tell you about a concert, where to get the tickets, and how much they are in 10 seconds. Teaches you a lot. Well, it reminds me of a story. So one day, it was on the weekend, and I was doing a show, and one of the street team members, you know, the interns, came to the studio. You know, this is my younger days, and she was like, yo, I got a blunt. Let's go smoke a blunt, smoke some weed. So I was like, yeah, no problem. Let me put some commercials in here, get everything lined up. So basically for the next 45 minutes, it's just music and commercials. I don't have to do nothing. So I got plenty of time to go smoke. Oh, real quick, Matt Tastic, is that our AUS, Australia, crikey. It says if you are strained in defense, etc. in Australia, you have to register your elbows, hands, and etc. as deadly weapons. Sounds silly, but it's true. Hey, there you go. And they did you guys dirty in Australia. I hope you guys are doing a 180 from that sweet and sour sniffles bullshit they try to put you through. But she comes through. Yeah, she calls me up. Hey, let's go smoke. So I get everything set up. I got 45 minutes to chill. And so we're out there, we're smoking, and we have the radio on in the background just so I can hear to make sure everything's running smoothly, because dead air is a cardinal sin in terrestrial radio. If there's dead air, somebody's calling the hotline and you're in trouble. So I was listening and stuff, and, we're sitting there smoking, and I'm like, man, this is the song that I talk after, not knowing that it had been 45 minutes and 45 minutes and 45 seconds. So I had to run inside the studio. I had to get my key card, make sure the key card worked to get in there, run around the corner, go in the studio. I get in front of the board, the microphone and everything, and the computer screen. I get in front of the board, and I have 10 seconds before I go on live. So I got to think about what I'm going to say. The music's playing, and we got the little sheet up there with the name of the concert and the artist list of the artists are going to be there. And so I'm up there, and it's 5, 4, 3, high as shit, high as an astronaut's ass, right? I'm up there. And so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, I hit the mic. Blah, 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 da, 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 so-and-so concerts, tickets available. Up next, we're going to hear da-da-da-da-da. It's K-Don. Boom. Nailed it. 10 seconds. I ran in there at 10 seconds to get my mind together, know what I'm going to say, and to do it. So a lot of time. You could say a lot of shit in a very short amount of time. And that's something that I learned for my days at the radio. But you can pack a lot of information in a very short period of time. So Just the Man Evaluating Stuff, thank you again. He says, what do you think about those 2 guys that were tricking and bribing the Secret Service guys, including Joe's protection detail? I didn't hear about that. But that's a very, very dangerous thing to do. Those are a collection of serious individuals that I would not bug with. Christian, my Canadian connection, great hanging out with you while I work. Cheers, buddy. Hey, cheers to you too, man. And thank you to everybody who was in here, all the super chats, all the people who were waiting before I got here, who stuck with me through the whole thing, through this whole live stream. I appreciate that very much. Happy Easter to everybody. Easter this Sunday. I don't know, people have different traditions and stuff. I remember as a kid, we'd always get a Easter outfit. I used to look forward to that. Get an Easter outfit, little vest and stuff, and some slacks, some dress shoes. Man, you couldn't tell me shit on Easter. And then of course go to church on Easter Sunday and have all the old ladies tell you how adorable you are and give you candy out of their purse. It was a win-win. But thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for making me a part of your routine. And I hope that I can work my way in and nuzzle my way into your Friday afternoon or Friday evening for life. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. And before I go, Rolf Peterson, 5 Bones, thank you. I am Jericho Green. Man up. Out.